Welcome into another edition of the TexAgs Rewind. I'm Luke Evangelist. My last day doing Nick Savage's job. We are very happy to welcome him back from his anniversary trip, where things will be running smoothly once again with Nick Savage in the director's chair. But for one last time, we had OB on this Rewind. We had Jason Glenn, Kaylee Dreyer, and Billy Liucci. Please go ahead and check it out. This is this edition of the TexAgs Rewind.
When I think of Cam Newton, the one play that comes to mind, and I was there, was his weaving through the LSU secondary and carrying Patrick Peterson into the end zone. Can you imagine what other just out there big play do you remember? I mean, yeah, he made some passes. He brought Auburn back from what? I think they're now 28-0 or 27-0 against Alabama. Yeah, spectacular. I have no issue with that. But what other big play just really comes to mind?
No, big play. I mean, I'd have to go back and I remember that one now, but off the top of my mind, I can't.
And Vince Young, love him or hate him, give credit where credit is due. There were so many of those 80-yard runs or 70-yard long runs. So,
well, number 3 is not VY. It's our guy, Johnny Manziel.
Johnny Manziel. I wish Johnny would have played 3 years. Obviously, I wish he would have played 4.
I wish he would still play.
Yeah. I can't. The word dynamic was created for Johnny Manziel. Yep. You talk about a guy where you're holding your breath.
Yeah.
Nick Saban was holding his breath every time.
And the thing with Johnny, to me, is you can argue which was his most dynamic moment, right? I mean, you could talk about some of the throws he made in the Ole Miss game. You could talk about the Duke comeback. You can talk about what he did at the Oklahoma. Obviously, what he did against Bama. There's so many moments where I'm like, I remember where I was seated, what I was thinking at that time. And of course, it's our guy, so we have stronger attachment to those memories. But so many different ones.
You could ask Gabe Bach, and Gabe Bach would attest to this. In the second game of his career against SMU, every Aggie will remember this. He's kind of under pressure, kind of rolling out to the left, and the pressure's converging on him, and he looks like a shortstop or a second baseman turning a double play. He jumps in the air raising his feet, throws it for a touchdown. And I looked at Gabe, I said, he's a Heisman Trophy contender right now. That most people can't do that.
Yeah.
I'm an Aggie through and through. Like I said, I bleed maroon. But I'm also a realist, right? And with that being said, we have a great opportunity to do something special. I went to a couple of practices, came by and visited you guys. I just want to see Coach Elko and what his vision was. And he has an amazing vision. I believe now the accountability, the hard work, the blue collar, the things that make Aggies, that separate us from a lot of different universities. He's bringing that. And I'm a defensive guy, and I love what he's bringing to that defense. Offense, I think we're getting better. I think he's gotten better. And I think right now with some settlement, we settled at quarterback. I think we'll be, I think we can make some noises. Yeah, I really do.
What do you identify? Do you identify as a linebacker, your mindset? Do you identify as a safety? When you think about you and your playing days, obviously you had so much success at linebacker, but how do you look, or just as a player? You put me, I play.
I'm a hybrid. I look at that piece. I talked to my brother about it. My brother, he just played corner. But for me, I was able to play defensive end. I played linebacker and I played safety. So I've been blessed to play in different levels of football to where I have knowledge in all 3 levels. Again, just like we tell our kids, as coaches, wherever you want me to play, coach, wherever you want me to be, I'll be there.
Yeah, so we'll start with the biggest event from this weekend. Obviously, the Texas A&M men's track and field team claimed the 2025 NCAA Outdoor Championship. This victory marked the men's 5th outdoor victory and head coach Pat Henry's 10th national title in his 20 years at A&M. The men had 2 individual national champions, Sam Whitmarsh in the 800-meter and Alexander Soloviev in the pole vault, as well as 2 runner-up finishers, Jaqueline Scott in the 400-meter hurdles and the men of the 4x400-meter relay to win their championship. The Aggies sat in 4th place in the team standings going into the 4x400-meter relay, needing 8 points, and Ahmad Robinson running the last leg helped the Aggies battle to secure 2nd place with a season best time running 3 minutes and 73 milliseconds, giving them 8 points needed to win the title. And then on the women's side, they secured a third-place victory. Winnie B won A&M's first NCAA title in the women's triple jump, and Jaya Covington secured runner-up in the 100-meter hurdle to assist in their third-place finish. And last thing, Texas A&M men's basketball coach Bucky McMillan announced Madeline Osborne as the Aggies administrative coordinator. She has been a part of Texas A&M athletics for 5 years, most recently as the operations assistant for the Aggie baseball team since 2024.
Pat Henry, here's what, this is almost like, for him to win one, when's the last one he had won? Was it
2013 with the
15?
men.
Okay, and then with the women was when? About 5?
Do you have the exact year on?
Anyway.
We had it.
For him to get one with that big of a gap in between and have so many in his career, not to mention the individual national champions he's coached and the Olympians he's produced.
2014.
14, so 13 and 14. To go and get one a decade later is pretty remarkable. And, I mean, he's come close times in between there. Mm-hmm. There's been times where they went in there thinking they had a chance and they couldn't get it done. There's been times where they probably should have. And you've got, I think places like Arkansas that kind of can really manipulate, but stack the deck in scoring through the cross country, what I consider like a cross country loophole. So it's not easy to do at all. And he makes it look easy at times. But if you followed his career here, he, starts winning them very early. The double, they've gone double before, men, women. Just some remarkable things he's done, but also some truly incredible finishes to some of these track meets where A&M's won national championships.
Yeah,
it's an exciting sport to follow here, and I know a lot of people probably not enough that for Coach Henry, and I understand it, I get it. In terms of going to the meets here and going to the indoor, going to the outdoor. But, man, everybody seems to get really dialed in at the national championships every year with his programs. He keeps the interest really high in a sport that I don't know how high it is at some of these other places.
Thank you all so much for tuning in to the TexAgs Rewind. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn your notification bell on so you get every piece of TexAgs content right when we post it. And have a great post-Father's Day week.